participation, and we do have one presentation in the public forum this morning. Can I invite Mary Tingey from the Veggie Garden Project to the table? Good morning, Mary. Thank you very much indeed for coming along.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, now you have 5 minutes this morning, and you can leave time for questions within that 5 minutes if you wish. So welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we're here in response to your Healthy Food Action Plan. As you're aware, the purpose of the action plan is to make healthy food choices easy, which is in line with the purpose of our Veggie Garden project. The Veggie Garden project is a response to the call for rediscovering the simple joy of delicious food, which that cabbage certainly is mouth-watering. Community gardens develop through soil fertility, grow strong organic plants, and it is this process that then forms a true attraction for people. So I'm Mary Tingey, and I am the chairperson of the Canterbury Community Gardens Association. I coordinate the Orchards and Schools program for the Canterbury Horticultural Society, and currently I work as a community gardener at Delta Community Gardens, Pack Street Community Gardens. I have 40 years teaching experience plus 8 years in the community garden sector.
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Abound. I am the Secretary of the Canterbury Community Gardens Association and presently the coordinator of the Littleton Community Garden and a member of Project Littleton. Over the last 11 years, I have taught cooking and garden in primary schools, both here and in Australia, and have developed support networks of school gardens working with the Garden to Table project in New Zealand and the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Programme in Australia, as well as developing a community hub here in the Harbour Basin area. Now, our vision is for luxuriant gardens across Christchurch, full of seasonal organic vegetables, herbs, fruits and flowers. We've done the photo, well done. The photo is an example here, is an example of the Delta Community Garden in springtime. These gardens will be places where people can come to learn the skills needed to grow, harvest and cook their own delicious fresh food. They will learn to teach these skills to others while working in schools and communities. The garden is a setting where people will learn respect for the natural world whilst building friendships and lifelong relationships.
Right, so this is a photograph from actually Eranui Primary School, where we had grown delicious fresh food in their school garden, and the children were about to make themselves coleslaw sandwiches. And this boy, in his interaction with a cabbage, says it all. Now, our project itself has 4 aspects to it, which tie together. We have foundation gardens, workshops, an apprenticeships program, and community connections. Foundation gardens. These gardens will be thriving models where people come to learn, to teach, and to enjoy food. These will be the energy drivers for the project as lush green environments bring people together.
Now, workshops. We're looking to organise workshops that will respond to the interests of the wider community, that will stimulate others to participate in the Veggie Garden project and also to initiate their own organic projects in the communities. As you see here, people had grown garlic. They now got together to plant the garlic, and the garlic would then be stored in the community kitchen for them to cook. One of the main things with the Veggie Garden projects is community connections. Gardens bring people together and strengthen community connections, and the Veggie Garden project plans to widen these connections through workshops, visits and newsletters. We need schools and community gardens and the community to be all working together.
So, apprenticeships. There's a well-known intergenerational gap in the skills required to grow and sustain and drive local food projects. I was just talking to someone the other day, and the 40-year-olds did not know how to grow. They were relying on an 80-year-old to teach them. Apprenticeships will pass on growing, harvesting and cooking skills, as well as teaching and community skills in a positive, enthusiastic and appreciative environment. After their training, the apprentices will work as garden coordinators in new gardens, thus establishing a strong supported network of gardens throughout Christchurch. And in the photo, working with very small children, it is a skill that needs to be taught, how people can teach in gardens. And finally, one of the big hurdles for community initiatives is the skilled people to drive the projects for growing fresh food at a community level. For the past 2 months, we have been designing the Veggie Garden project. Our foundation document is currently with our graphic designer. The outcome of the Veggie Garden project will be more people skilled to grow, harvest and cook in their own homes, schools and community gardens. This is a grassroots community-based project. We are envisaging that this is a 5-year project, but we are seeking funding for the next 12 months to get the project underway. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for the presentation. That brings us to the end of the 5 minutes. We haven't got time for any questions, unfortunately, but thank you very much indeed for taking the time to present to us this morning. Thank you. There isn't time for questions, I'm sorry. Great, thank you. So now moving on to presentation of